Hello, beautiful humans. I wanted to take some time to talk to you about what I see possible for us as collective in the next year. I mean, the whole thing. Hello! Hello, everyone who is joining live. If you're watching the replay, please let me know that you watched the replay. If you're watching live, please connect. Please share with me how this is landing, what you're resonating with, where you're recognizing yourself. Let's make it a party. Anyway, we are in the end of the year. I want to speak about some big things. And actually, the end of the year is a very elusive concept because it's a completely man-made concept, because the calendar is completely man-made. It has no significance at all cosmically. Solstice or equinox are much more significant events, and we celebrate them too. However, right now, in this very moment, all the billions and billions of people on this planet are thinking about the end of the year. So that then makes, in turn, a really powerful cosmic event, because we are all connected through that, through this cosmic madness, collective human madness. We are creating a cosmic event together. How powerful is that? So that's why we all know the end of the year tends to be a special kind of time. So how are you feeling right now? Like, are you like busy? Are you like running around, like trying to complete your things to enter fresh and free into 2023? Are you like stressed out? And are you celebrating? What's going on? I can share with you that in my containers that I'm running now, I have just completed one container that has been running for the last 6 months. Another container that's been running for the last 3 months is completing tomorrow. Another one that was running for the last 2 months. So there's a lot of completion right now, and I'm with my community. We are in a lot of completion energy, and it's been beautiful. Like, I've been really making it a point to honor everything that has happened for each one of us this year. So my word for this year has been integration. How about you? What's been your word for the year? And in the beginning of the year, like I would invite you to create your word for the year in the beginning of next year. Already now, you may kind of tune in and feel what is coming for you in the next year. What would you like to call in? What would you like to create space for? But for me, in the beginning of this year, I really was calling in awe. Like, I wanted to be the year of awe. I wanted to create experience. I wanted to create results. I wanted to overachieve. I wanted to like have my mind blown and play in the field of pure potentiality. So I see quite a bit of expansion for you guys, depth, holding. So for me, I was starting with awe, and I did have some awe. Like, I had some moments when I was like, oh my gosh, like I would have never, ever contemplated that, considered that. And it turned like that. But even more important, more expansion. Wow, for so many people, this year has been an expansion. But it turned out for me to be the year of integration. And when I say integration, I mean integration of all different parts of me. Because if you're new here, you may not know that I used to be a lawyer in what feels like my past life. When was that now? But actually it was like 14 years ago or something. I was, finishing the uni, starting my first job, having my second job. But but some of the things that I learned then, some of the things that I established into then, they actually came to visit me this year. This year I've been creating contracts. This year I had to remember my lawyer self. This year I had to like show up in those ways, in those ways, what I've learned. This year I also really dove deeper into philosophy, and that's also something I was studying in uni when I was studying to become a lawyer. I went deeper into quantum physics, which I was just scratching the surface back then in the day. And lots of things like that happened for me, just like integration and seeing that nothing, this is the first message I want to leave you with today, that nothing ever is in vain. Nothing ever is in vain. There's always a reason why you're going through this right now. There's always a reason why you're facing this. There's always a reason why you're moving through these difficulties, why you're addressing those wounds, why you're like, for the 56th time in your life, addressing the same bloody wound. There's always a reason for that, because yeah, we are learning things we don't even tend to understand how things are taking place on a level that we don't have awareness in the moment when it happens. But as time goes by, we then become a lot like things make sense. That's what happened for me this year. Just things made sense. Made sense. Exactly. Yeah. So it all kind of clicked in. And one of the most difficult months for me was July. And it, like, you know, when I'm saying integration and I'm like in so much energy of celebration right now, it doesn't mean that it has been all butterflies and fairies and unicorns and things like that. It actually, like, this year has been like tough. I really had to learn some really significant, very human lessons. And now I feel like after a really big workout, like when you really spend some good amount of time in the gym and you really worked your muscles, it's hurting, yeah, they're breaking literally, but you actually feel stronger, you feel cleansed, you feel purified. So the hotel where I'm staying in right now, they decided to vacuum. And I'm being a little bit distracted by the noise. Let me know, guys, if that's distracting for you as well. So the month that was difficult for me this year was July. And I want to share with you the story as an example of how like things find their place, how things click in and we don't know in the moment why they're happening, how things just weave in, arrive, and what blocks them from arriving and integrating is, I'm getting really distracted by the noise. I'm happy you don't hear it, but I need to do something about this. What can I do? I think I have to go with it. I think I might have to go outside and take you guys with me, okay? And then they will finish eventually. Oh yes, much better. So, in July, what happened was that, oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful picture. Can I turn the camera to show you what's happening here? There's Oliver with the cat. This is gorgeous view. And he's having a cat. Can you see the cat? Meow. Okay. So, a bit of cozy family vibes. So what happened in July was that I had a moment of collapse. I created something and I was expecting it to be a masterpiece. I was expecting it to be the greatest work of my life, and then it just didn't fly in the way that I was expecting it. And I got really hit by that. I got really disappointed. I got disappointed in myself. I was bashing myself. I was looking at all the things that I didn't do quite right. I could have done better. And I basically spiraled down. And was feeling pretty miserable. And at the same time, I was not resisting that feeling. So who here has had experiences like that when you really don't, like you did something and you know you could have done better, and you just go into this like downward spiral, and you really make it mean a lot about you. You really go like, oh my gosh, now it's like from now on it's gonna be like this. It's, you know, it's gonna damage my whole course of life from now on. Like we can get really dramatic, right? Anybody knows that? But what I did, I stopped. Because normally what I would do in the past, I would try to do more because I'm not happy with myself. So then I will try to do more. But this year, there was a divine intervention. I stopped. I stopped and I said, look, I cannot. I'm exhausted. I'm not available for any kind of hustle. I'm not going forward. And I took a month off. First, I didn't know how long I'm going to take off. I rearranged some things. I postponed some programs. My people understood me. And we just left. Oliver and I, we left. We went and traveled. Because that's what I need to do. Like, I don't know how about you, but for me, whenever I get into some kind of funky space, I just need to start moving. Like moving whichever way. I need to dance, I need to move my body, I need to go for a swim, I need to go for a hike, I need to go in nature, I need to take a plane, I need to get out of my little prison that I've created for myself without noticing that. So that's what I did. I went to travel, and there were moments. So we went to Denmark, then we were in Amsterdam for a couple of days, we were in Switzerland, so we did different things. And there was a moment when I was in Denmark, I remember just laying in the grass and feeling like I'm completely uninspired. I have no creativity. I'm dry. And there were some thoughts. I was like, okay, so if it stays like this, what's going to happen to my business? Because I have employees, you know, my business is not just a one-woman show. It's like I have employees. I'm responsible for people. What's going to happen if I'm uninspired like that? So my mind went, again, the downward spiral. Remember that, right? The spiraling down. What's going to happen? Da, 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 da. But I was like, okay, I noticed these thoughts, but I did not let myself go fully into it. And instead, I was feeling the thoughts. I was feeling myself in my fear, in my mistrust in life, and at the same time, resting in the void. And keyword, trusting. Trusting, which is a superpower, by the way. Trust has nothing to do with confidence. Confidence is a bit of a personal kind of thing, right? It's like you get confident as a person. Trust is something beyond personal. Trust is something that you plug into. It's a state. It's a state of consciousness. You plug into that. And so that these two things happen at the same time. I was completely clueless how I'm gonna show up, how I'm gonna show up for my team, how I'm gonna show up for my business. Where are we going? Are we going anywhere? I was exhausted. I was emotionally like feeling not at my best. And two, there was trust. And I find that these two things together, they are a miracle. And that's exactly what I see for us for the next year moving forward. Because normally, that's what I hear from my clients time and time again. They go like, how can I hold my human self in my human kind of stuff, and at the same time, hold the space for my biggest desires and my brightest destiny and all the things? How can those two coexist? And I say, perfectly. Perfectly, because it's exactly through holding yourself in that human vulnerability that you grow your muscle of actually moving forward. You actually grow in power, and you empower your capacity to manifest those desires that you really hold so dearly. Huh? Isn't it like, aren't we not supposed to feel sad? Like, we're not supposed to be kind of like, so often I hear this question: when listen. And listen and recognize and remember when you ask this question yourself or anyone else. Question goes like this. When is it going to end? That's the question. When is it going to end? When are we going to be done with it? And this question is something that keeps humanity in quite a miserable state. Because this is the question that implies that something has to end for something else to begin. This implies that we have to burn everything to the ground and then something good will start. It implies that the bad times have to end so that the good times have to start. It implies that if someone is crying, we all have to cry. We cannot be happy. It implies that you cannot celebrate when you have a big success because other people may feel miserable in this moment. Like, you know, it means that when you feel sad, you cannot go to a party because you're either going to spoil the party or people are just not going to understand you. It implies that you have to ejaculate to finish, to be complete in order to have pleasure. Oh, how did I connect this? Oh my gosh, because this is me. I connect everything. I connect all dots. That's what I do in my work. You know? Yes, it's all the same mechanism. It's all the same state of consciousness that creates that. It's this idea that there's only space for one experience at a time. And we have to get out of here. Because you can be both human and sad and glorious and powerful and magnificent because that's who you are. You cannot unbecome that. Yeah. It's only if you don't believe in that, then you unbecome that. But you believing in that, then makes you experience that. So in that month, there was this moment when I was in the grass and I was like, where are we gonna go? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna pay my team? I'm uninspired. My whole business is organic. It's run on my magnetism alone. And if I'm uninspired, what's gonna happen to me, to us, to all of us? Where are we going? And at that time, I just made a huge investment, like the biggest investment in my life. And I was like, the bank account is not looking great right now. And then what I did is I just stayed in that void. I dropped the resistance. Here's the key. I'm dropping some keys along the way. Drop the resistance. Drop it. Drop the resistance. You feel sad? Let yourself feel sad. You feel pain? Let yourself feel pain. There is a difficulty, there is a burning, there is a discomfort. Be with it. Don't try to hide from it. This is also why so many people enter into polyamorous relationships. They have a discomfort in their current relationship, then they are looking for other ways to fill up that discomfort. Stay with it. Just stay with it, burn through it, and you will see that it doesn't make you, actually it doesn't take anything from you. Just be with the discomfort. While you're being with the discomfort, you're strengthening yourself, you're pumping this muscle, and you are becoming incredibly powerful in that same moment, not after this is done. It's while this is being done, you are becoming the one you came here to be. How cool is that? How complicated is that? How we have to rewire our brain to even contemplate that. It's like we have to grow new nerves, literally, to be able to hold this complexity. And literally, this grows gray matter in the brain when we hold the complexity of those things. And again, this is my vision for us for 2023. We have to grow that gray matter. We have to grow in our capacity to hold complexity. We have to stop believing that if you see people's Instagram and it's all shiny, that their life is all shiny. And if we see movie stars, that it means that they have it all figured out and they have perfect relationships and perfect lifestyles and perfect health and so on. No, we have to grow more gray matter to understand that there's a complexity to everything. And the shininess always comes together with the other side of life. So that month, July, ended up being 135K months in my business. $135,000 months in my business. When I didn't work, I was, if anything, in question if it was gonna work at all, if I was gonna like make any money in my life again. I had all those thoughts. But so what? Did I go all around like the world talking about those thoughts, believing in those thoughts, growing those thoughts? No, these were thoughts. And I was there with my personal process, and at the same time, I just was not resisting it. And then I got this idea, I launched the idea, I moved forward with the idea, and it worked. And my people responded, and we had such a fun and celebration time, and it was beautiful. It worked, it was beautiful for everyone. Because that's exactly what happens when you drop the resistance, when you stop trying to just drop that energy. Also, my clients ask me, I feel so much pleasure now that I worked with you. My whole body is like alive. Literally, someone said yesterday, I feel like I start to smell things that I never smelled before. It's like I didn't have a smell before in my life. And now I feel like I smell things for the first time. I feel like I see things. I feel like I am like, it's a whole new level of aliveness. And that's what I keep telling them. It's like, there's no end to that. The amount of pleasure we think we have now, and we feel like it's a lot of pleasure. If you do this work, in a year from now, it will be nothing. It will be peanuts. You will have so much more. And it never ends because our true nature is bliss. So we have to stop resistance. We have to stop the resistance. And that's what I see for us. When we stop the resistance, we give space to the heart. We give space to the heart, and we do that also from a vision, yeah? Because a lot of people speak about the heart, but oftentimes it becomes a very kind of mushy concept. Oh, open your heart, live from the heart. It can, kind of one of the things that you can read on the tea bags and, this kind of things which don't actually mean so much. Yeah, if you don't have a context for it, if you don't have a vision backing it. So the thing that I believe is very important is the combination of the two, combination of the heart and the vision. And the vision comes from clarity, the vision comes from maturity, from spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity is a big thing for us. I'm talking about growing spiritually since 2012. And I believe that it's the way forward for us as humankind. It's the way to move forward for us, is to grow spiritually, not only grow personally, where we figure out our emotional intelligence, where we figure out how to hold difficult conversations, where we figure out how to look into our shadows, own our shadows. All this is such an important work, and it's a part of my work. However, what I believe makes my work unique and my life unique, that it's entirely dedicated to spiritual maturity, side by side with personal maturity. And in my work, I am connecting all these dots, and it seems like I am talking about, like, you may see me dancing, you may see me talking about sexuality, about intimacy, about relationships. My clients are having like relationships sometimes that seem to be like falling apart, then they become the most amazing dharmic relationships. You see me talking about wealth, you see me talking about leadership, and it seems like these are all these different topics, but in reality, it's not all different topics. It's all one and the same. Because all of that is a means to find God. All of that is a means to remember our divinity in the densest, most practical, most direct ways in our human life. We are way past that stage when we needed to go in the caves and isolate ourselves from the world and transcend our desires, and this is what makes us spiritual and holy. We are way past those times. We are entering 2023. And this means that it's the time for us to be fully human, to not try to escape, to not try to resist, to not try to throw off the energy. Did I finish that sentence? I was speaking about how people start to feel all the pleasure and they're like, okay, what do I do with it now? That's the culture of ejaculation. That people believe that you have to have either ejaculation or quick clitoral orgasm in order to what? To feel pleasure, in order to be free from pleasure, in order to be free from life. That's why this culture is created, in order to throw off the energy. And that's what we do with everything, with all our emotions, with all our inadequacies, with all our discomfort. Because it's uncomfortable to feel all that pleasure. It's uncomfortable to feel all that power. We have to stretch our muscle, exercise that muscle, pump it up in order to have resilience to be with it. Yeah, dropping the resistance. Dropping the resistance, stop trying to throw it off. Instead, be with it. Hold it. This is what converts us into the queen or the king, where you hold it in dignity. Whatever comes up, whatever comes your way, you are aware of everything and you hold it in dignity. Nowhere to rush, nothing to throw off, nothing to change. Just be with it. Be with it, hold it, relax your anus, relax your vagina, relax your pelvis, because that's what we do. We just try to escape out of the body. Stay here and hold it all in dignity. Hold yourself in dignity and recognize the connection of all, that no one aspect of your life is disconnected from any other aspect of your life. That's what I started talking about when I'm talking about my work. That's exactly what I'm doing. How can I not talk about money when everyone is talking and thinking about money every single day? Of course. But then I may as well invite you into embodied wealth and expansion through experiencing wealth. How can I not talk about sex? If everyone is always talking about sex and attraction and relationships, thinking about that, of course, this is an intrinsic part of human life. We are facing it every day. So we may as well really create masterpieces of our relationships and have thriving sexual life and have sexuality as our gate into remembering the truth of existence. How can I not talk about leadership? We have to grow up. We have to pump that muscle, Of course. How can I not talk about the body and relaxing into your body and loving your body and loving yourself and stopping trying to fit yourself into some kind of box of how a woman, how a man should look like. So I talk about all of that, but ultimately I talk about God. And that's, I'm completely dedicated to that for the last almost 11 years now. And I'm more and more dedicated to that. And it will be forever more. And next year, I am feeling a big year. For many of you, you said your year 2022 was a year of expansion. What are you feeling for 2023? I am feeling the momentum. I love that you wrote it over here. Momentum. Yeah, that we can ride that momentum. Yeah. And there may be a lot of tiredness now after that expansion. If you're one of the people who really felt a lot of expansion this year, you may feel a bit tired. You may feel a bit depleted. So hold it in dignity. It's okay to be depleted. It's okay to be with all of that, and it does not take away anything from the momentum that you've built, from the resilience that you've grown in, through all the patterns you've addressed, through all the things that you had to spiral through and look into and get really honest, because you could not hide from yourself anymore. So you had to get really honest. I hope so. And that creates that momentum. 2023, alignment, surrender, acceptance, healing. So there is a momentum for us, beautiful people, and I want to use this opportunity to invite you into my world. in 2023, whether you've been a part of my field for a while or if you're completely new. I want to tell you invite you into some of the opportunities we have to work together in 2023. Supernatural, supernatural, supernatural. Yes. Let's do this. 2023. So I'll speak now about all the ways how we can, maybe not all, but at least some of the ways how we can work together in 2023. So if you want to stick with that, and if you feel like you want to be a part of my field next year, this is a good moment. And also, like, if you want to make some decisions already now, like, okay, before the end of the year, I want to already set the course for my 2023, that could be a really good opportunity as well. So what do we have? Around mid of January, towards the end of January, I haven't yet set up the dates completely, there will be a new masterclass for women called Calling Him. And it's about for women to get ready to call him, to call the beloved, to call your dream partner, to call your true love. So we'll be speaking about some really, really essential feminine topics, which I wish every woman would know, like about some really natural ways for women to actually open to true love. So Calling Him right now is 222 only. It's a masterclass. We'll have a few days together, at least 4 days it will be. So you can jump into that. It's in the link in my bio. That's one thing. Then another thing that is gorgeous that's coming up is my course called Come My Love. And many, many women have been a part of this course. I believe that close to 200 women already have been a part of it. And the feedback on this course is phenomenal. It's like, wow, like one of like my most popular courses. It's built on my pain, on me knowing how much it hurts to be in a misaligned relationship. And through that, I learned so much. And I know so much about relationships, people, like, because I've been in so many relationships, and now I'm finding myself in an exquisite relationship. So I'm offering these powerful transmissions. We'll have Come My Love coming in February, and you can join a wait list right now. It's not open for enrollment, but you can join the wait list. If you know that you want to do everything with me, like you've been watching me and you've been loving all my programs, all my masterclasses, everything, if you want to do like this kind of work where it's this programs, when I'm coming with teachings, practices, you can join a whole year with me. It's called Sundari Year. During the Sundari Year, everything that I'm launching, every program, every masterclass, not temple containers, not like one-on-one containers, but like all the programs, all the masterclasses throughout the whole year, you can be a part of. And last year, all the things that I've run, the price of all of that, oh my gosh, I wish I remembered all the numbers, but the price of everything was around, like it was close to $25,000, something like that. Might be even more. And when you join Sundari Year, this is the container that has access to everything. When you join it, you get instant access to a lot of things that are already pre-recorded, and you get access and dive into them straight away. And then everything I'll be launching throughout the year, you get in. So the price for this one is $7,777 for a whole year. This is an amazing offer. It's super high value. You get to save so much money if, like, compared to if you were to join everything one by one. So that's an exquisite opportunity. There's also a payment plan that you can pay every month, and it makes it very affordable. And another thing that is completely new, and I am really delighted to open the doors to already, it's my entirely new temple container for women who want to do advanced tantric feminine work. This is a high level feminine work. This is high priestess level feminine work. It's magnificent. It's magnificent. In this container, we will have 3.5 months together, and it's unlike anything else, because there, not only you have a community of women who are on the same path, and it's a small community, it's an intimate community, so you don't get lost with like hundreds and dozens of people. Yeah, it's an intimate community of women who are all diving in and going in, and I am there with you, walking together. We have calls, we have mentorship, we have teachings, transmissions that you are receiving from me every month. There will be 2 calls every month where we are like, there will be a mix of transmissions and mentorship. So you can come in with whatever is going on in your life and we can address that. Our main pillars are sovereignty as a way to remember God within. Our other pillar is intimacy and relationships. We're also working on wealth, embodied wealth, prosperity, and also feminine leadership. So you also have access to me through Telegram. There are practices that I'll be offering to you to repeat throughout the week. So it's exquisite work. So this one is also 7,777. It's called Isis Codes, and it's a temple space. It's a really, really, really exquisite, unlike anything space. So these are the things that we are leading into 2022. If you have any questions, welcome to ask. Isis Codes you can apply for. Right? The links are in my bio. You will find all the links in my bio. The link to Isis Code is in my bio. There you can apply for it. If we're a match, if we are if we are fit for each other, then we're going in, and we're starting in the middle of January. Sundari year, welcome to jump in. They're calling him, exquisite masterclass coming up, and all the things. So much goodness coming up next year. I cannot wait to be with you, to journey together, if that's aligned for us. And if you just want to stick around on social media and connect here, that's also perfectly fine. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Have an exquisite, connected 2023. If we get to be together on this journey, it's such a delight. I love my community so much. We do such great, intimate, deep work together. And it's amazing to walk together. So I'm looking forward to that. And have a beautiful end of the year. And all the things that you're holding for yourself for 2023, may it all come true with even more grace than you can imagine. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Ciao, ciao.